The time is 5:47 in the morning, Terminal 4, John F. Kennedy International Airport, New York City. The terminal is never quiet at this hour, but today it sounds different. There is no announcer voice echoing over the PA system, no soft chime signaling a gate change, no cheerful boarding call, just the hiss of fluorescent lights, the shuffle of hundreds of feet moving nowhere, the distant sound of a baby crying, and no one to comfort her because her mother is standing at a counter, hands trembling, staring at a federal officer who is shaking his head, slowly. A man in his 40s, a software engineer, 12 years in the United States, a green card application pending since 2021, sits on a plastic airport chair with his passport open in his lap. He flew from Houston. He was supposed to connect through JFK to Toronto for his brother's wedding. He is not going anywhere. The systems are down. CBP, Customs and Border Protection, and cannot verify his travel history. uscis, the agency that holds his case file, has been operating with a skeleton crew for 11 days. The Department of Homeland Security is in the middle of a funding shutdown, and no one told him what that meant for people like him. No one told him. That is exactly why you are watching this video right now. Right now, today. A government shutdown is quietly erasing years of your immigration progress. Not slowly, not gradually, instantly, silently, without a single letter sent to your door. If you have a visa renewal pending, if you have a green card application in process, if you have a work authorization that expires in the next 60 days, if you are planning to travel internationally and return, then what you do not know right now could cost you everything you have built. Not your job, not just your visa, your right to stay in this country. We are talking about deportation. We are talking about 10-year bars from re-entry. We are talking about families separated, not by court order, but by a mistake you made because nobody told you the rules had changed. Keep watching, because the next 4 minutes could change the rest of your life. Here is what almost every immigrant does wrong during a government shutdown. They wait, they think, the government will fix this. They think, my case is already submitted, I am safe. They think, this doesn't apply to me. That thinking has ended careers, separated families, and triggered deportation orders. Here is the truth nobody is saying clearly. A shutdown does not pause your deadlines. A shutdown does not extend your visa. A shutdown does not protect your case from going dormant. Your deadlines keep ticking. The clock does not care that USCIS is running on 20% staff. The law does not care that the biometrics office is closed. The immigration system does not care that your renewal notice arrived late because the federal mail system was running 3 weeks behind. The mistake is assuming silence means safety. It does not. Silence during a shutdown is the loudest danger signal you will ever receive, and most people never hear it. The first trap is called the silence trap. The USCIS website is loading slowly. Your case status hasn't updated in 6 weeks. You call the hotline. No one answers. You assume everything is fine. The truth, silence from USCIS during a shutdown does not mean approval. It often means your case has been flagged for manual review, or worse, placed in administrative hold. People fall for this because they confuse no news with good news. In normal times, that is sometimes true. In a shutdown, it is almost never true. The correct move: file an e-request through the USCIS Contact Center portal every 30 days. Create a paper trail. Document every attempt. Your attorney needs this record if your case is challenged. The second trap is the travel trap. You have a valid visa. You have a valid I-94. You have traveled internationally before without a single problem. So you book a trip, you leave the country, and when you return, the CBP officer at the border cannot access your pending application because the USCIS database is partially offline. The truth: traveling internationally while you have a pending adjustment of status, a pending renewal, or any open immigration proceeding during a shutdown is one of the highest risk decisions you can make right now. Re-entry is not guaranteed. People fall for this because they traveled fine last year, but last year there was no shutdown. The rules have not changed, but enforcement has become unpredictable. The correct move: do not travel internationally until your case has a final determination or until you consult a licensed immigration attorney. If your case is pending, stay. Your departure could be deemed an abandonment of your application. The third trap is the expired document trap. Your work authorization expires in 45 days. You filed for renewal 90 days ago, well within the recommended time frame, but USCIS has not sent your renewal card. You assume you are protected by the automatic extension rule. The truth: the automatic extension only applies under specific, narrow legal conditions. Not every visa category qualifies, and if your employer is not aware of these rules, they may terminate you before your extension kicks in, creating a gap in your authorized status. People fall for this because they saw someone post online that the automatic extension covers everything. It does not. Immigration law is category specific. One wrong assumption can create unlawful presence. The correct move: pull out your I-797 receipt notice. Identify your exact visa category. Match it to the current USCIS list of qualifying categories for automatic extension. If you are not sure, Call an attorney today, not tomorrow. Today. The fourth trap is the officer cooperation trap. You are stopped at a port of entry or at a routine traffic stop. An officer asks about your immigration status. You want to seem cooperative. You want to avoid conflict. So you answer every question, fully, voluntarily, without any hesitation. The truth. Every word you say to an immigration or law enforcement officer can and will be used in a removal proceeding. There is no goodwill credit for oversharing. Cooperation without counsel is not cooperation, it is a confession. People fall for this because they are kind, honest, and afraid of seeming suspicious. But the immigration system is not designed to reward honesty. It is designed to gather evidence. Your silence is not obstruction. Your silence is your constitutional right. The correct move: state your name if required. Present your documents if lawfully required. Then say this sentence exactly. And do not add another word. I am exercising my right to remain silent and my right to speak with an attorney before answering any questions. That sentence is a legal shield. Use it. Let us stop for a moment, because everything we have covered so far may feel overwhelming. It may feel like the system is designed against you. It is not. The law, the actual written law, protects you in ways most people never discover. The Fifth Amendment to the United States Constitution applies to every person on U.S. soil. Not every citizen, every person. That means you, regardless of your status, have the right to remain silent. That means you cannot be compelled to be a witness against yourself. That means no officer, no agent, no investigator can legally punish you for invoking that right. The Immigration and Nationality Act, Section 287E, limits the authority of state and local police in immigration enforcement, unless they have a specific agreement with ICE. Many jurisdictions do not have that agreement. That means a local police officer may not have the authority they are implying they have. 8. CFR Section 274A.12 governs automatic extensions of work authorization. This is the federal regulation, not an opinion, not a tweet, not a forum post. This is the code that, when properly applied, protects your right to continue working while your renewal is pending. Know this law, print it, save it, show it to your employer if they threaten to terminate you during a renewal gap. The law is not your enemy. Ignorance of the law, that is the real danger, and you are no longer ignorant. Now let us talk about exactly what you need to do. 8 steps. Execute them in order. Do not skip, do not delay. Step 1. Pull every immigration document you own. Today: passport, visa, I-94, I-797, EAD card, green card, work permit, every piece of paper with your name and a federal seal on it. Put them in one folder. Digital copies in a secure cloud folder. Do this today. Step 2. Write down every deadline: visa expiration, application receipt date, biometrics appointment, interview date, any deadline USCIS has ever given you. Write it down. Calculate how many days you have left on each one right now. Step 3. Do not travel internationally and for any reason until this shutdown ends and your case status is confirmed. A family emergency feels urgent. A business trip feels necessary. Your case is more important than both. Departing with a pending application can mean abandonment. Stay. Step 4. File an e-request with USCIS if your case is overdue. Go to egov.uscis.gov. Submit a case inquiry. Do it today. Do it every 30 days. Keep the confirmation number. Print it. This creates a federal record that you acted in good faith during the shutdown. Step 5. Tell your employer exactly what you know. Show them the USCIS regulation for automatic extension. Show them your receipt notice. If they are planning to terminate you due to an expired document, send them the relevant CFR section in writing. This protects you legally if the situation escalates. Step 6. Memorize one sentence and never deviate from it. I am exercising my right to remain silent and my right to speak with an attorney before answering any questions. Practice it until it is automatic. It is your constitutional shield in every encounter. Step 7. Contact a licensed immigration attorney, not a notario, not a paralegal, not a Facebook group. A licensed attorney can assess your specific case against the specific shutdown impact on your specific visa category. Many immigration attorneys offer emergency consultations. The cost of 1 hour of legal advice is nothing compared to a removal proceeding. Step 8. Check the USCIS and DHS websites every 72 hours. Processing times change during shutdowns. New emergency policies can appear and disappear within days. Subscribe to USCIS email updates. Set a calendar reminder every 3 days. Information is your weapon right now. Her name is not important. What matters is what happened to her. She was driving to work, a routine commute she had made 500 times before, a broken taillight, a traffic stop, a state trooper who asked, casually, almost gently, "Can I see your papers?" She had her driver's license. She did not have her EAD card. It was at home, in the drawer where it always was. She panicked. She explained. She talked. She answered every question. She mentioned her pending renewal. She mentioned her employer. She mentioned her home address. She thought she was being helpful. Within 72 hours, there was an ICE detainer on her case file. Here's what she should have done. 1. Remain calm. Panic is not your enemy. Panic is just energy. Redirect it. 2. If you are in a state with a sanctuary policy, a local officer generally cannot hold you solely for immigration purposes without a federal warrant. Know your state. 3. A traffic stop does not require you to answer questions beyond your name and to present a driver's license and registration. That is the legal limit of your obligation. 4. If an officer asks about your immigration status, you say this: I am not comfortable answering questions about my immigration status without an attorney present. That is not aggression. That is not obstruction. That is the law working for you. 5. If you are detained, do not sign anything. Do not agree to voluntary departure. Do not waive any rights. Demand to speak with an attorney immediately. You have that right. 6. Call someone. The moment you are detained, you have the right to make a phone call. Use it. Call a lawyer. Call a family member who can call a lawyer. Do not call the consulate first. Call legal help first. She did not know these steps. You do now. We need to say something that most immigration channels never say. You are not a case number. You are not a pending application. You are not a visa category. You are a person who built something real in this country, a person who woke up early and stayed late, a person who paid taxes and learned the language and raised children and built a life brick by brick, year by year, in a place that was not always welcoming but became home anyway. That is not nothing. That is everything. And we are not going to let a government shutdown take that from you. Not because the system is fair. It is not always fair. Not because the law always protects you. It does not always protect you. But because knowledge is power. Because preparation is protection. Because the immigrant community is the most resilient community this country has ever produced. You survived the journey. You survived the paperwork. You survived the waiting. You will survive this too. But only if you are armed with the right information. Only if you refuse to be silent when silence will hurt you, and refuse to speak when speaking will destroy you. The line between safety and deportation is information. You now have that information. Stand tall, know your rights, document everything, and never, never let fear make you smaller than you are. You watched this video because you needed it, but right now there is someone in your family, a cousin, a parent, a friend, a neighbor, who does not know any of this. They are sitting somewhere with an expired document, a pending case, a trip booked for next week. They think they are fine. They are not fine. Send them this video, not tomorrow, right now. You do not have to explain it. You do not have to translate it. Just send it. Because the person who watches this video and acts on it may never know the bullet they just dodged. They may never thank you. But you will know. You will know that you were the reason they kept their status. You were the reason they did not get detained at the airport. You were the reason their children did not grow up watching their parent be deported. That is not a small thing. That is everything. This channel exists for one reason: not to create fear, not to generate views, to make sure that the most vulnerable people in this system are the most informed people in this system. Because information is the one thing that cannot be taken away at a border checkpoint. It is the one thing that does not expire. It is the one thing that works even when the government is shut down. Everything shared in this video is drawn from public U.S. federal law, uscis official guidance, and established constitutional rights. This is not legal advice. Consult a licensed immigration attorney for your specific situation, but knowledge is the foundation. And today you have a stronger foundation than you did 10 minutes ago. Stay safe, stay documented, stay informed, and remember, you belong here.